Hola. Hi guys. Hi guys. This is Shimon Carlos. On today's video, I'm gonna give you my rolling review of the first episode of Marvel Studios Animation Studios, or Marvel Animation Studios X-Men 97, Episode 1, Season 1, or Season 6 if you want to say it correctly. If you want to be more specific, guys, The Return of the X. So guys, I really love this first episode of 2, which I'll give you my rolling review of episode 2 of X-Men 97 at probably later this week or this upcoming weekend. But anyway, guys, so here we go, guys. I really love this first episode. Really loved it because, first of all, the color and the look of of X-Men 97 looks much more sharper. The colors look more bright, the colors of the series look brighter, and more. They have more texture. Now let's get into the actual episode. Well, as you may recall, if you have seen the original X-Men 1990 series, animated series, in the last episode, Professor X was convalescing and succumb to his injuries and died. I didn't see the final episode of the original animated series, but I heard bits of it. But anyway, at this point, I did not know that. I thought that Professor X had fallen ill of some sort. He got a super bad cold or something related to his psychic mental reading power. But in this first episode, we get some clarification. If you hadn't seen the last episode of the original series, well, he was brutally and dastardly murdered by Henry Heydrich, who was a national security advisor for the U.S. for the MCU's animated version of the U.S. government, and Henry or government official Henry brutally murdered Professor X. At the time of the murder, the X-Men fell into disarray because their benefactor had been taken down. Well, in this first episode of this awesome series, of this awesome retelling of the same series, we get a glimpse of the aftermath of Professor X's assassination. Cyclops is the is the new leader, the new head of the X-Men. He's the new head of the X-Men. He's the leader of the team. And we have all our favorite characters. But just like the original animated series of the X-Men, it gives us the same but different look into the prejudice that the X-Men and globally in the MCU or the MCU animated universe had to endure by being called creepy, weird, and we don't want you here by us, people that were anti-mutant. Well, so but just like in the original series as well, Henry or the government official Henry, and guys, sorry that I can't pronounce government official Henry's last name because it's so hard for me to pronounce. If you can leave a comment and let me know what's his last name. Well, anyway, again, the X-Men and fellow mutants are being attacked by us, or anti mutant followers, or anti-mutant believers, and it's crazy, but still, the X-Men, who are led now by Cyclops, still protect us from mutants that want to cause us harm. Now, Jubilee, like I said, every character that was in the original series and the original team is still there, but with one caveat. Jubilee is still there, but in this series, in this first episode, we meet Ricardo Acosta. He is, I'm guessing by his last name, he is from Brazil. And just like Jubilee, in the original series, he's a mutant. But he's not a normal or typical mutant. He's rich. He's very wealthy, or his family is very wealthy, and he gets captured. He gets captured by the organization that the X-Men that were led again. And I can't say this enough. Sorry that I'm repeating myself, guys. But that Ricardo was captured by the group who called themselves Friends for Humanity, which was a anti-mutant mutant mutant group that believed that humans like us and mutants across the board couldn't coexist. But anyway, Ricardo offered 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 his captors that he could call his mom and dad or his family, and they would give them the money that they want. But that wasn't the but friends but his captors of Friends for Humanity didn't want to hear that. They obviously they put up a anti-mutant or anti-power and anti-mutant power collar that we saw several or a few times in the original series. Well, after that heated discussion or that discussion that Ricardo had with his captors, his kidnappers, or his captives, Cyclops and the X-Men appeared, and they saved this. They saved this. They saved this. They saved it. They saved him. They really saved him. But of course, by this time, Ricardo Acosta was unable to defend himself because he was kind of knocked out of his feet and unconscious. But anyway, Cyclops and his X-Men were able to rescue Ricardo. And one of the cool things that I saw is that Storm had a new hairstyle, because in the original series she has pretty white as a ghost, long white hair. But in X-Men 97, she has a very, very, very cool mohawk. Very cool mohawk. And I really like that. And I really enjoyed that. And again, Beast looked awesome. Gambit in one part of the fight between the X-Men and Ricardo's captives of Friends for Humanity. Gambit and Wolverine teamed up, and Gambit with his violet pink or purplish pink playing cards that he has, uses energy mutant power to charge up Wolverine's you know, anti-living claws, and I thought that was a very cool combo move. But that wasn't the end of the fight, because after the fight, Cyclops and his X-Men and the rest of the team were 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 shocked to see that the Friends for Humanity group that they had beaten once again had Sentinel weapons, Centenarian weapons. You may ask, what are Sentinels? Well, Sentinels are big giant type Magneto look-alike robots. Well, after discovering this, Cyclops and the X-Men were obviously shocked and surprised that the Friends for Humanity were carrying or had Sentinel weapons in their hands. Well, Jean Grey, our beloved Jean Grey, or Dark Phoenix, if you follow the Dark Phoenix saga, if you did follow the Dark Phoenix saga in the original series, basically she used her telepathic kinetic powers that she shared with Professor X, and she was able to surmise or to track down the scientist that was the proprietor or benefactor slash creator of the ultimate Sentinel making machine. And guys, and again, I'm sorry guys, but I can't, like I said with Henry, the government official that I can't pronounce his last name. Well, I can't pronounce the scientist that created the ultimate Sentinel machine's name, but you know what I'm. But anyway, Jean was able to track this scientist down, and this scientist, or the scientist that created the ultimate Sentinel making machine, was hiding out in deep in the desert, deep in the desert. But then Cyclops said, let's go. And I have to tell you when my favorite part when they got there was obviously when everyone landed the X plane, the X jet. Let's call it that. The X jet, and I really and then everyone, including Storm and everyone else in the team, except for Gene, and I'll get to that in a little bit, or maybe a little bit. I'm sure. Sorry, guys. Even though I saw this morning, even though I saw the first episode and second episode this morning, I'm pretty sure that Gene was on the plane, on the X plane, but anyway, when they got there, obviously the Storm and everyone else found a cool way to land or jump out of the planes to free fall and basically free dive out of the plane. Obviously, Storm flew out. Rogue flew out as well. But Cyclops free drove, or he free dived out of the plane, and he used his Cyclops, he used his gamma vision to slow himself down, and I thought that was pretty cool. From jumping out of the X plane. Well, after everyone landed safely and again in a very cool way, the battle was set. The scientists that had created this ultimate Sentinel making machine came out and said, Henry, the government official told me that you were coming, that you were coming, and guys, then the action started. A fight obviously broke out, and eventually the X-Men won. The X-Men won the fight. Won the fight. And the ultimate Sentinel making machine was destroyed. But a friend or a friendly government official that had a friendship with Professor X was like the next day after the X-Men had defeated the ultimate Sentinel machine, was very grateful that the X-Men with Cyclops as their leader were able to destroy the Sentinel ultimate Sentinel making machine. And then, but before that, but before all that happened, is that we for the first time, or perhaps we got to see something very, very, very new, and probably will play a big role later in the upcoming episodes in the series. In X-Men 97. Jean is pregnant. Pregnant. Yes, I said it, guys. Jean is pregnant. So Cyclops and Dark Phoenix will have, or expecting a baby. And this, of course, puts Jean in a tough spot. Because she wants to be with her family. With the X-Men. But she wants a life outside of Professor X's school slash manor for mutant abilities, and she wants to have a normal. I wouldn't say. She wants to have a normal X-Men mutant life with her husband. Cyclops, and of course, Cyclops, when Jean brings this up to Cyclops, he's like, he's hesitant because Professor X appointed him, or maybe before his untimely death, he appointed him as the heir apparent to lead his X-Men, and with Jean having a baby and she wanting a normal X-Men life, an X-Men mutant life, he doesn't know what to do. But they come to an agreement that they would talk about this later. So at the end of the episode, we get a big, ginormous twist like a novella, or in English a Spanish soap opera. Apparently, in Professor X's testament, or will, he appointed, he gave it his school slash manor, and control of the X-Men, and control of everything that he owned, to his former friend Eric, better known to us as Magneto. And guys, that's how everything ends it for episode 1. So guys, thank you for watching, and thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you thought about this episode, this first episode of X-Men 97, X-Men 97 and let me know what would your mutant powers if you had the opportunity to have mutant powers, what would they be? Thank you. Bye.